You're probably losing $3,000 plus a year because of the emergency fund advice you've been told. And I'm going to show you exactly how to fix it in the next few minutes. Let me back this up with actual numbers. 3 years ago, someone I know followed the golden rule everyone preaches: save 6 months of expenses in a savings account. That's $18,000 just sitting there, earning basically nothing. Meanwhile, a low-risk index fund grew 22% that same year. The opportunity cost? Over $3,000 in missed gains. And that's just 1 year. Here's what we're covering in the next 10 minutes. First, why the 6-month rule is actually costing you thousands. Second, the 3-bucket system that 80% of millionaires use instead. And third, how to set this up tonight in less than 20 minutes. Let's get into it. I'm not here as a financial advisor, just someone who tested this in real life. Always make decisions based on your own research and judgment. Now, here's the thing nobody talks about. The emergency fund advice you're following was designed for a completely different economy. In the 1980s, savings accounts paid 8 to 10% interest. Your money actually grew while sitting in the bank. Today, you're lucky to get 0.5%, while inflation eats 3% of your purchasing power every single year. That's a guaranteed loss of 2.5% annually before we even talk about what you could be earning. Section 1. The real cost. Let's do some uncomfortable math together. If you have $12,000 sitting in a typical savings account right now, that's about 6 months of expenses for most people. Here's what's actually happening to your money. Your savings account pays maybe 0.5% interest. That's $60 a year. Congratulations. But inflation is running at about 3% annually. That means your $12,000 loses $360 in purchasing power every single year. You're already down $300. But here's where it gets worse. If you take in just $8,000 of that money and put it in a simple, low-risk bond fund earning 5%, that's $400 a year. Add it all up, you're losing about $60 from your savings account, you're losing $360 to inflation, and you're missing out on $400 in potential gains. That's $820 a year in total losses. And that compounds. Over 10 years, you're not losing $8,200. Because of compound growth, you're actually losing over $12,000 in wealth you could have built. That's not safety. That's expensive fear. But wait, you might be thinking, what if I need that money for an emergency? Hold that thought. We're about to solve that exact problem. Section 2. Who actually does this? Here's what blew my mind when I started researching this. A study from 2023 found that 82% of self-made millionaires keep less than 3 months of expenses in traditional savings accounts. Not 6 months, not 12 months, less than 3. Why? Because they understand opportunity cost. They know that cash sitting idle is cash that's dying slowly. Let me give you a real example. There's a guy named Marcus who had $25,000 in a savings account. He was proud of it, felt secure. Then he ran the numbers and realized he was losing about $1,200 a year just from inflation and missed investment returns. He switched to a different system, we'll get to that in a second, and within 1 year, his money earned him $1,400 instead of costing him $1,200. That's a $2,600 swing. Same money, different strategy. And when his transmission died 6 months later, $2,300 repair, he had the cash available immediately. The system worked for both the emergency and the growth. If this is clicking for you, hit that like button and subscribe because we're about to break down the exact system you can copy tonight. Okay, here's the system. Forget the 6-month emergency fund. Instead, you're going to split your safety net into 3 buckets. Each bucket has a different job, and together they give you more protection than traditional advice while actually building wealth. Bucket 1, your immediate safety net. This is 1 to 2 months of essential expenses only. Not your total spending, just the essentials. Rent, groceries, utilities, insurance, minimum debt payments. For most people, that's somewhere between $2,500 and $6,000. Where does this go? A high-yield savings account that pays 4 to 5% interest, not your regular bank paying 0.01%.
We're talking about online banks like Ally, Marcus, or American Express Savings. You can access this money within 24 hours. This covers 90% of real emergencies. Car breaks down, medical copay, furnace dies, emergency flight home. Bucket 2, your opportunity buffer. This is another 3 to 4 months of essential expenses, but this money doesn't sit in cash. It goes into low-risk investments that are still liquid, meaning you can convert them to cash in 3 to 5 business days. What qualifies? Short-term bond funds, money market funds, treasury bills, or CDs with low early withdrawal penalties. These are earning 4 to 6% right now, way better than a savings account and almost as accessible. This is your backup for bigger emergencies. You lose your job, major medical issue, family crisis. But here's the brilliant part. If the stock market crashes 30%, this bucket becomes your buying fund. While everyone else is panicking and selling, you're buying quality investments at a discount. That's not an emergency. That's a wealth transfer opportunity. Bucket 3, your wealth builder. Everything beyond those first 5 to 6 months goes here. This is your retirement accounts, your index funds, your real estate, your investments. This is where you get aggressive because you've already got your safety net covered in buckets 1 and 2. The old way said save 6 months in cash, then invest. The new way says cover 6 months across 3 buckets that all grow, then invest everything else. Same protection, way more growth. Section 4, how to set this up. Let me make this stupidly simple. You can set this up in about 20 minutes tonight. Here's the step-by-step. Step 1, calculate your essentials. Open your bank app right now. Look at last month's spending. Add up only the non-negotiables: housing, food, utilities, insurance, minimum debt payments, transportation, round up to be safe. Let's say it's $3,000 a month. For bucket 1, multiply by 1.5. That's $4,500. For total coverage, multiply by 5. That's $15,000 across all 3 buckets. Step 2, open a high-yield savings account. This takes 10 minutes. Google Best High-Yield Savings Accounts 2024 and pick one paying at least 4%. You'll need your ID, social security number, and bank account info to link it. That's it. This becomes bucket 1. Step 3, move money to bucket 1 first. Transfer that $4,500 to your new high-yield account. If you don't have $4,500 saved yet, put in whatever you have and commit to adding 10 to 15% of every paycheck until you hit the goal. Step 4, build bucket 2 gradually. Once bucket 1 is full, redirect that 10 to 15% toward bucket 2. Open a brokerage account if you don't have one. Fidelity, Vanguard, and Schwab are all good. Look for a money market fund or a short-term bond fund. Set up automatic transfers. Step 5, everything else to bucket 3. Once buckets 1 and 2 are funded, you're investing everything extra into long-term growth. Here's the controversial part. Most people don't need more than 5 months total coverage if you have a stable job. You're not preparing for a zombie apocalypse. You're preparing for normal life emergencies while building wealth. The real risk isn't the emergency, it's staying broke forever while you prepare for it. Section 5, the mindset shift. This isn't just about moving money around, it's about changing who you are with money. The old identity is what I call the anxious hoarder. You've got $20,000 in a savings account. You check it constantly. You're terrified to invest because what if I need it? You never build wealth because you're always preparing for disaster. And when the disaster doesn't come, you've wasted years of compound growth. The new identity is the strategic builder. You've got 5 months covered across 3 buckets. Bucket 1 is cash for quick access. Bucket 2 is working for you but still available. Bucket 3 is building serious wealth. You sleep well at night because you're prepared, but you're also actually getting ahead. You're not choosing between safety and wealth, you're choosing between expensive safety and smart safety. Both protect you, only one makes you money. Section 6, handling objections. Let me answer the top 3 objections before you even ask them. What if I lose my job and need everything immediately? You use bucket 1 for the first 4 to 6 weeks while you're job hunting. Most people find something within that window. If it goes longer, you tap bucket 2. It takes 3 to 5 days to convert to cash. You still never touch bucket 3 unless the market is up. This is actually more protection than 6 months in cash because you're not losing to inflation. What if the market crashes right after I invest bucket 2? Bucket 2 isn't in stocks, it's in bonds and money market funds that are way more stable. Even in a recession, these hold value. And if stocks crash, you're using bucket 2 to buy the dip in bucket 3. I don't know how to invest. This sounds complicated. Bucket 2 is one click. You're not picking stocks, you're buying a fund that says short-term bonds or money market on it. Your brokerage has a search bar. Type those words, click buy, done. Section 7. The urgency. Here's the truth you need to hear. Every single day you wait, you're losing money. If you have $15,000 in a 0.5% savings account right now, you're losing about $2.75 per day in opportunity cost compared to the system. That's $82 this month. That's almost $1,000 this year. Over the next decade, that's $15,000 plus in wealth you're giving away to fear. I'm giving you a challenge, the 48-hour action window. You have 48 hours from right now to do one thing. Just open a high-yield savings account and move bucket 1 into it. Not all 3 buckets, not a perfect plan, just that one move. Because here's what happens after 48 hours. Inertia takes over. You'll forget, you'll rationalize, you'll tell yourself you'll do it later, and later never comes. Don't let inertia steal $15,000 from your future. Let's recap what you just learned. Number 1, the traditional 6-month cash emergency fund is costing you $1,000 to $3,000 per year in inflation losses and missed growth. Number 2, the 3-bucket system splits your safety net into immediate cash, low-risk growth, and long-term wealth, giving you protection and profit. Number 3, 82% of millionaires use some version of this system because they understand opportunity cost. Number 4, you can set this up in 20 minutes tonight with just a high-yield savings account and a money market fund. You're not a saver anymore. You're a wealth builder who happens to have a smart safety net. There's a massive difference. But if this makes sense to you, do 3 things right now. Hit that like button so YouTube shows this to someone else who needs it. Subscribe for more strategies that actually work in 2024. And drop a comment with the word bucket if you're taking action this week. I want to see who's serious about this. Stop letting 1985 advice keep you broke in 2024. You're one decision away from making your money work as hard as you do. See you in the next one. Wait, don't leave yet. Next video, I'm breaking down the exact funds to use for bucket 2. It's called the 5 safest places to park your opportunity fund. Click now.